Hello. This is a solo review, which could turn into a joint solo examination, which could turn into a joint examination. This is the last can I have of Robinson's De Trooper. This beer was developed by Robinson's Brewery of England, Cheshire, England, and the hard rock band, the heavy metal band, Iron Maiden. 4.7% alcohol. I was looking on their website. I think it said 4.8, but anyway, it's in that range. Came out in 16.9 ounce bottles about 2 years ago. It was very expensive to me. It was $6.99 or $6.50 a bottle, and I said, no way, you know. Then I saw it at one store for $5.99. I still did not feel comfortable with that, but I bought it for that price. Now, when I was at Dorgnax about a month ago, I saw these cans, and they were only $2.50 a can, $2.50 a can. So it was a lot better deal, and I bought it. And when I first had the bottled version, I was not too impressed. I thought it was dull. Then I did a revisit with the canned version. It was really fantastic, I thought. So I misapprehended. It was obviously that they didn't change the beer. I don't think that was the case. I just think I had a misapprehension of it. A lot of times, I'll review beers and whatnot, and I may not give them as good a score as they deserve. And like John Sharon, who's about to join me, I told him he could join me if he'd like. And also I invited Jonathan Brown, who's having equipment problems. He was the one that was really keen to do it, and I wish Jonathan could join. He was so excited about joining. And also Harry, the beer guy, wanted to look at it. John just jumped off. He might have had some technical problems too. I don't know. I'll try to send him another re-invite. But like John says, when you review a beer, you really can't give it a fair score. You do it at least 5 times. He agreed with me, and I agree with that. Well, this will be my 5th time. So it's a interesting can. It's got the classic Iron Maiden Eddie, the warrior skeleton, and charging. And it's a black design with the beautiful gold outlines. I really like how it looks. It has a rich aroma. I wasn't picking that up the first time. It's rich. It's slightly fruity, like say maybe a very mild apricot. And it's got it coming from the mellow hop oils. John's having trouble. One thing I notice about these English beers, they have a very distinct aroma and flavor compared to American ales. And in my opinion, really a better one, a better aroma and flavor generally. This sort of reminds me of Fuller's London Pride. Has similar character. Abbott Ale. It's not as sweet as John Smith's ale. And I remember Stuart Pickard and myself on Facebook caught a lot of heat because we were saying positive things about John Smith's ale, and people were jumping in and saying, "You're crazy, you're crazy. Everybody hates that beer." And then I think Stuart said, "Yeah, but it was one of the most popular beers in England." Well, everybody hates it. Okay. The second, this guy, Bruce Dickinson, he's the second lead singer of Iron Maiden. The original singer was basically fired from the band back in 1982. They had, it was a party band. They like to drink and maybe do other things, but with other chemicals. But seems like Paul Di'Anno got a little over exuberant in the substance exploration, let's say, and his voice deteriorated and his reliability within the group deteriorated to the point where he was forced out. It's sad though, because well, first of all, it's sad that a person would get involved with drug abuse and alcoholism. Okay. Secondly, I thought he was such a dynamic singer, and I preferred his version of Iron Maiden, the first 2 studio albums, and then their Made in Japan EP. I guess most people prefer Dickinson, but I don't dislike Dickinson, but I prefer the less. I prefer the Paul Di'Anno. Okay, now, but Dickinson's really interested in beer. He's sort of a beer geek like me, and he probably knows a lot more of the technical aspects of it. And he helped Robinsons develop this beer. So really, what you're drinking is a reflection of what Mr. Bruce looks for in beer. Now, just the whole flavor is, there's some caramel, there's bread crust, there's that little tart citrusiness, which is coming from the hop oils. The bitterness is low. I wouldn't think the IBUs are too high. The mouthfeel is medium, on the low side of medium, so it's sort of I don't want to say between light and medium, on the low side, but it is medium, and it's really incredible lacing. It really sticks to the glass, and that's always a good sign, I think. It's definitely a caramel color. There is some noticeable fine sediment. The finish is on the dry side. It's a very mellow, easygoing beer. I mean, at 4.7, 4.8, depending on what source you look at. I'm inclined to go with the can, since it's saying right there 4.7% alcohol, 1 pint, 0.9 fluid ounces. I don't, now it's saying back here, it says Bobic, Goldings, and Cascade hops. Deep golden ale, more like an amber ale. A subtle hint of lemon. Yeah, you know, I'm saying mango, but it's lemon. It's somewhere in that area. Now, The Trooper comes from their song, The Trooper, and it's about an event during the Crimean War. The Crimean War in Crimea, which was in Russia, and the British and the French Empire invaded the Crimean Peninsula after war broke out in 1853, teaming up with Muslim Turkey to attack Christian Russia. But that's another story. But then later on in the war, the Kingdom of Sardinia jumped in for other reasons, which we're not going to get into now. But that's a fascinating whole historical narrative. And the war was sort of a fiasco, both sides ill-prepared, and it drug on for 3 years, and that's where Florence Nightingale got the modern nursing service started. So Bruce Dickinson's really interested in history too, right? Especially British history, I suppose. But this beer, in a way, exemplifies, and I wouldn't have said that 2 years ago, you know, when I drank it. And I will be more inclined to criticize myself and say I did a bad job reviewing it, or I didn't understand the beer, than saying the beer is bad. Okay. Now, I did that Tin Roof Heffa from Baton Rouge earlier this morning. Well, I don't think I did a bad job reviewing it. I just think that beer was horrible. Would I give it 5 more chances? Yeah, if somebody gave me the beer, I really would not take a chance buying it. Maybe I could find something worthwhile in it. I just thought it was a D-, awful. Now, maybe this is not worth $2.50 a can, but yes, it is a novelty beer in the sense that it's named after a rock band, a heavy metal rock band, right? See, there's going to be a cost related to that. If you make Kiss beer or Iron Maiden beer, or if they come out with Fleetwood Mac beer, or Judas Priest beer, be interesting thing, huh? Judas Priest beer, they could have a beer called have to think about that. Exciter. They could have a whole line of beers. Exciter could be their double IPA. Invader could be their black IPA. Painkiller could be their 14% Doppelbock. Anyway, Fleetwood Mac beer, you could have Gold Dust Woman beer. Gold Dust beer, okay. Have some special ingredients. Okay, Tusk beer. All right, anyway, this beer, the Green Manalishi beer, you have a Judas Priest version and a Fleetwood Mac version. I tell you what, this thing develops more and more as you drink it. It's so complex, and that was my problem. I'm maybe my flavor perceptions or whatever is simplistic. So if the beer's too complex, I'm too the beer's maybe here and I'm here, right? But every sip I take it gets closer and closer to justifying the price. It really does. Well, if you haven't had it, I would strongly recommend it. I don't know if you want to shell out $5.99 for a 16.9 ounce, 500 milliliter bottle. But if you see the 4-packs for $9.99, get 4 of these beautiful beers. I don't know why you would not do it. I'd do it. I'd do it. I'd do it. I'd do that. I'd drink this beer. Would you drink this beer? I'd drink this beer. I'd like to try Landslide Lager. Okay, back to the Fleetwood Mac. All right. Anyway, it's just great. So if you want to drink a beer, and you have to have patience though. Don't rush into this like they did at the Charge of Light Brigade. Don't rush in. Take your time with this beer. I would say drink 4, not necessarily in one day, but think of it as like you're exploring the beer, and you're making a slow exploration of the beer. Maybe like the astronauts at Clavius in the 2001: A Space Odyssey. I don't think you'll get a message from Jupiter or Saturn if you're reading the book, but you know what I mean. You get the analogy. Anyway, thank you for watching this video production. I'm sorry that other people weren't able to join in because of technical difficulties, but my understanding is that they also enjoyed the video very much, and they can make comments and tell me what they think about it.